welcome to the channel. I just got a couple things on my mind. Earlier today, well, it's now September 1st when I'm recording this, but yesterday I found out that PlayStation Plus is going up by a significant amount. And where I live, everything with tax included and everything, it would be about $100 a year for Essential, which is what I usually go for. I already canceled it a couple weeks ago because mine's due in November. So I won't be renewing my PlayStation Plus. I'm probably going to repurchase a lot of the games that I have on PlayStation on Steam, because there at least online is free with free cloud saves and everything, and I've got the Steam Deck. I might start playing Hogwarts Legacy, because I did get that during the summer sale last month. So and I'm gonna try and continue playing Pokemon Scarlet, although I'm not getting a whole lot of views on that, but it's doing okay considering the size of my channel. I watched the Mario Wonder direct. Seemed interesting. It was nice that they explained a lot of the stuff that'll be in the game. I might eventually pick it up, but I might pick it up used if I can, like I did with Pokemon Scarlet. I did not buy that new. I might also start playing Brilliant Diamond or Shiny Pearl, whichever one I've got. I can't remember off the top of my head. And I might continue playing Pokemon Sword and try and beat that as well at some point. There's not a whole heck of a lot. And I watched a couple of live streams of Starfield. It looks like a typical Bethesda game, but it's definitely probably one of their biggest games that they've ever done. It seems pretty decent. There's definitely a lot of dialogue options. It kind of reminds me of Outer Worlds to some extent, but I think the areas that you can explore are a lot bigger when you land. Kind of sucks that you're on foot a lot, but no vehicles or anything, but that's whatever. That's just how they made the game. They don't really do vehicles all that well. They have done horses, of course, as a mode of transportation in Elder Scrolls. That was usually okay, at least. Oblivion was okay. I think the horse mechanics were definitely better in Skyrim. Unfortunately, you can't just ride on a hover bike or something like that. I am looking forward to possibly getting Starfield on PC on Steam at some point. I also have Street Fighter 6 on my wish list. I've got Baldur's Gate 3 on my wish list. There are some games on sale on Steam right now that are currently in my cart, but I just don't have the money to get them right now, unfortunately. That kind of sucks. But anyways, there's not a whole heck of a lot going on in the news really that I want to cover in this video. I was almost going to try and record a podcast, but there's no way I could talk for an hour. So this is the closest thing I'm going to do. I recorded some videos of some of the Pokemon decks that I have. Some decent ones, some kind of crummy ones, some theme decks that I picked up, some Battle League decks that I've gotten, some older decks that I built that are really good. And then I found a few others because I a couple weeks ago went to storage and found a bunch of my Pokemon stuff. Yeah, I played a lot during the Sun and Moon block, and then I tried to pick it up again just before the pandemic hit, but never really got the opportunity to play. So yeah, I've got a lot of older cards that are currently out of rotation, which sucks. So my older good decks I can't even compete with because they're out of rotation. I think goes as far back as the Sword and Shield base set is where the current rotation is. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure on that at this point in time. I should look it up probably. I did find a deck list online, and I've got most of the cards for that deck list. I gotta hunt down actually the last card for that deck list. I gotta go to another shop soon. I should be able to pick it up pretty cheap. And then I also last week I ordered a bunch of Premier Ball deck boxes. I won a couple auctions. I just basically had to pay $1 plus shipping to get 30 of them. So shipping was a little bit high, but I think it was worth it because they had a buy it now option, and it was a lot more plus the shipping. So yeah, so I won 2 of those auctions. So I'm excited about that, and I plan on building decks to put in those Pokeball deck boxes and do some stuff with that. I explained that in another video I recorded, so this might be a repeat. I'll probably end up putting this video out first, but yeah. But then again, not all my subscribers watch all my videos, so yeah, because I do a lot of different content on my channel, so not everybody's interested in everything that I do. Trying to think, is there anything else? So yeah, I want to upload like maybe even a short podcast or something on Thursdays. Won't be every Thursday, but every once in a while on a Thursday I might upload something like this. I do have some backdrops that I purchased, but they're actually too small for the area space that I need to cover. And I also have a stand that I bought, but it's also too small. So yeah, I did get a 4K camera for doing that, and yeah. Is there anything else? I'm temporarily off work right now, which kind of sucks. I really wish my channel was monetized to kind of get me through, but yeah. I do have a PayPal ME link in my links in my about page, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, I've been wanting to build my PC lately, but with my back as it is right now, I can't even lift my tower, so I can't really do anything with that yet. I can only do like light lifting and stuff like that. Like 2 or 3 pounds is about my limit right now, give or take. What else? I haven't done any 3D printing lately. I've actually got stuff on my 3D printer. I do have a friend coming on September 9th to help me find the rest of my stuff that I want in storage, because I can't really lift bins very much right now. So hopefully maybe I can get some games in that I can record, and maybe upload that. Maybe get some Pokemon battles or something with some of the decks that I do have. And upload that on the channel. Yeah. What else is there? I actually usually record my gameplay footage right here in my closet. I have a coffee table right here that I set everything up on. I have a power outlet at the top of the ceiling there, that I have an extension reel plugged into it. It's got 6 outlets, so I can plug in my Steam Deck, my Switch, and the dock. I can plug in my monitor, my capture card, and everything. I can plug it all in here, and I just sit at this chair, in this moon chair, and then I just record my gameplay here. I do wish that my lavalier mic was better. It's not really the lavalier mic's fault, it's my capture card. Hang on, I'll grab it here. It just fell. And that just fell. It's this capture card, so I can plug in a flash drive. It's also got an SD card slot here. It's got the record button here, so it's got HDMI in, HDMI out, mic and line out, and it's got an AV in, that's for component. So if I could record like off of a N64 for example, or an older system. I can use my Retron 3 HD on this thing using the composite. But yeah, the capture quality of this card is actually pretty good. It's an Easy Cap 284. I got this off of AliExpress. So yeah, this was definitely a good purchase. I do have another capture card. It might actually be here if I reach behind. Yes, it might be here. I have this capture card. This is the EasyCap VHS Digi. EasyCap 180 is actually what it is. Yeah, the quality of this one is actually not that great. It does show up on the screen. That's actually built into this capture device, and it does have a USB port. Has HDMI in. It's got a whole bunch of settings and stuff. Yeah, this is also used through. Let's see here. There, you can kind of see it. Just trying to figure out how to navigate. So there's the menu on there. There's nothing plugged in. Actually has a battery, I think. Yeah, it does. I forgot that it actually has a battery. There's a battery indicator right there. But yeah, the image quality on this is actually not that great. I wanted this to be able to record my Switch in handheld mode, but I watched the playback and it was just not that great. It's got a micro SD slot and a USB-A port. It's got a headphone jack and AV in. It's got the USB-C port and HDMI out. No, okay, right. No, I was able to connect through HDMI. Was it through the A? Oh, right. No. Yeah, I had to use a converter from HDMI to AV to get it to work for the Switch. Yeah, that was a pain. Got some hairs in front of my face. Yeah, that's yeah. This was the first one I tried. And then I got the 260. Right? 284. These are both made by the same company. Forward video. I do believe they're made by the same company. They're both made in China for sure. Yeah. But yeah, this one's a lot better, but unfortunately I gotta use the dock or the USB hub. My USB hub that I've got for my Steam Deck. This hub has actually been quite good for my Steam Deck. And on August 19th, I tried to record. Yeah. There. Got goatee hairs in front of my face. I tried to record, but I didn't have my wall plug with USB ports to power my capture card, so it wasn't able to actually record any gameplay. This is the AV cable that the other capture device. Where did I put it? Yeah, where this one? The 180. I'll put that one down. So this plugs into there. It's a 3.5 mil jack. And then you got your AV cable. And then I had to use this converter. So it's got HDMI to AV. It's got NTSC PAL. It's got a USB-B port there. Same kind of port that the PS3 controller would use for power. Yeah. It's a bit of a pain. That's a stand. And I've also got this third-party dock, which I don't really use, because I don't know if it's actually even good to use this with my Switch. So I got the red dock. Oh yeah, I got that splitter. Also got an USB. It's a USB-C splitter. It's a T splitter, so it splits one USB port to two, one on either side. So there's one there, and that plugs into USB port. Got a really short HDMI cable here, which I used for this capture device. 180. Alright. Yeah, I really like this 284. The Easy Cap 284. It's definitely superior. It only does 1080p, but that's all I really need. But because I record so long, my my gameplay footage, like 2 or 3 hours per session, it takes a long time for my laptop to render the gameplay footage, even in 1080p. I think 2 or 3 hours takes me about 4 to render. I'm just glad I'm not doing it in 4K. Not that the Steam Deck can really handle 4K, nor can the Switch. So, yeah, the best that the Steam Deck can do is like 1080p. But I think the screen is only like 800p, and when it's plugged in with a hub or a dock, it gets upscaled to 1080p, and then with the Switch dock, it gets the Switch gets upscaled to 1080p as well. So that's all I really need. Plug this back in. And this dock is from the Mario Red and Blue Switch. I like the red dock. And oh yeah, Nintendo also announced a new Mario Red system, an OLED version. So I might try and pick up the OLED red dock at some point off of AliExpress or something. Because I use the OLED in here, and maybe the OLED dock might be a better option. Because that one is actually, you can update the dock. I don't think there's much that you can do to update this particular dock. I mean, I could try. Next time I plug in my Switch, see if it'll update the dock. And, see if there's any updates for that dock, but I don't think there's really anything. I think it's only the OLED dock that actually has an SoC or something like that on the board that you can update. because when they initially brought out the Switch, they didn't really intend for updates to the dock. But the OLED dock is a little bit different, and there might be some cool features that I might be able to utilize on the OLED dock that are not present on the original dock. Okay, is there anything else? Not that I can think of. But yeah, the games we played on the 19th were Castle Crashers. We played a little bit of the single player of that cooperatively. It's up to 4-player co-op, so yeah, there was 4 people that showed up for that. We also did Vampire Survivors 4-player, and we did Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. And I'm trying to think, was there anything else we played? I think it was just those 3 games. It was very interesting. It doesn't quite work the same way as like the Switch does, where each controller is controlled by different people for different things, like how it shows what player 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the controller and stuff. With the lights lit up. Basically, when you're in the menus and stuff, everybody's player 1, so anybody can navigate the menu and do whatever they want, really, which I kind of don't like. I wish there was a way to be able to set up a primary controller and have all the rest as secondary controllers. But once you're in game, everybody's controlling obviously their own character and doing their own thing, like you normally would, like on a cooperative split screen or whatever. Like playing Smash Bros, for example, with 4 players. It's very similar to that when you're actually in game, but when you're navigating the menus, going through the games and all that stuff, it just anybody can do whatever they want, which kind of, yeah, I don't like. Whereas on the Switch, usually it's player 1 that actually can navigate through the games, can download stuff, and can do whatever. Like somebody could have, if I had left the room, they could have purchased something on my account and without me even knowing it. So yeah, thankfully I didn't do that, but that was still a possibility. Because not every time that you purchase something on Steam does it actually like get you to input your payment processing and stuff like that. Like it'll just automatically process the payment if you do like 2 or 3 transactions after you do one where you gotta verify your payment. So yeah, so I would be careful if you're doing co-op with the Steam Deck, or even co-op with Steam Big Picture mode or something like that in general. Especially if you're doing something with a group of strangers that you don't really know that well. Yeah, it's definitely better like on the Switch and on other consoles for that. But as far as actually playing the games, yeah, it's fun as hell having other people to play at the same time and whatnot. It's like, yeah, that's awesome. And there's plenty of co-op games on Steam, and thankfully the 4-player co-op released on the 18th, so the day before I was hosting the event, I was able to update Vampire Survivors and get the co-op up and running before I actually went and played. It's definitely interesting. You can't have multiples of the same character. Everybody has to be a different character in the game. which that's fine and stuff like that. Each character plays a little differently, which is nice. And normally, if you're playing single player, a lot of the characters are are locked. But when you play 4-player co-op, it unlocks most of the characters that you have at the beginning. I think there's a bunch of characters that you can play as that you unlock later on, but the initial characters, yeah, they unlock automatically when you're doing co-op, which is kind of nice. So you can also swap characters between rounds, like not between waves, but like if you fail, you can start again and maybe pick a different character and try different things. We survived, I think, 15 or 20 minutes the first time, and then we survived about the same length the second time, and we actually ended up sticking with the same characters that we tried out. We started off with the first round. But yeah, it's definitely different. When a character dies, you basically are put in this coffin, and your character will actually deal damage to enemies in the coffin, and then a timer will initiate and stuff like that. And when the timer runs out, your character's revived, and you can carry on. You're at about 25% health when you come back. But as long as there's one person still playing, the others can potentially come back. But it does get tougher as you go, as the longer it goes and stuff like that. Which, yeah, we unfortunately didn't beat the first level, but still it was quite interesting. Castle Crashers, we got through a decent amount of the first part of the game. It's definitely very comical and very interesting. I know that game launched initially on Xbox 360. I'm glad they re-released it on Steam. It was definitely worth the purchase. And then I also had Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. That was fun. We played a few different game modes. Sports mode I just dominated because nobody else knew what was going on, and I just kept scoring with the soccer ball, and it took people about halfway through the match to realize what was even going on, because they were just trying to fight each other like in the other game modes, but they didn't realize it was a soccer match. But yeah, I scored 19 goals. And the other team scored nothing. It was that was quite fun. I wish I could have recorded it, but yeah, my capture device was not liking me, because I had plugged into a USB hub off of my off of the USB ports. I had a 7-port USB hub and a 4-port off of these two USB-A ports, and yeah, I tried to power it off of one of those hubs, and it didn't like me that day. I had it with me, but I didn't have like the I didn't have like one of these power bricks with USB ports on them. I unfortunately forgot this here at home, so yeah, I realized once I got there that I had forgotten it, which kind of sucks. Because yeah, that was one of the things that I wanted to do, was to record what was going on. So yeah, oh well. But yeah, it was fun. I tried several times to try and record it, and then it just stopped recording. So and also the audio cut out after the first game when I tried to record. So we were playing without audio, which kind of sucked. But I didn't want to reset everything, so yeah. But the video was coming out of my Steam Deck to the TV the way it was supposed to, um, off of my capture card. So I know my capture card was working, um, but it just wasn't letting me record. See what else is there. Actually, one moment. I want to show you something. Alright, I'm back. I went to go get my binder. I managed to find some of my old cards. I don't know how well that's showing up. But ones I wanted to some stuff from base set and original stuff, but I only had 2 and 2. Okay, I thought I had 3. I found my old cards that I had. I have 3 of those though. Some of them are okay. This middle one here is a misprint. Closed on me. That middle electrode is a misprint. It's in mint condition. This one here is the actual jungle electrode. I suppose I can move that. There. And I'll just... Oh, there we go, I found a spot for it. I got some old Energy too from the base set. First editions, base set 2 as well. Also got some Japanese cards. These aren't worth nearly as much. And I've got the Misty too from Japan. That was not meant to be printed. Those I got. Those are from when I originally started playing when they released back in 96 or no, it was, I'm trying to think. So 98, 99 when they released, and then I got some cards. Some of those are from back then, and then I acquired the Charizards, the Venusaurs, and the Blastoise. Before the pandemic. I think it was about, I want to say about 10 or 15 years ago. I got them really cheap because Pokemon was on the decline at the time. So a lot of those cards were really cheap. And one of those Charizards is actually in mint condition. It doesn't have any white around the edges or anything like that. It's very clean. It is actually a miscut Charizard. That's how I got it. And I also have the Red Cheeks Pikachu, first edition, which should be in here. Yeah, I just happened to flip to the page. So there's the red cheeks, there's the yellow cheeks. I do have that right. Yeah. So this one was a misprint. This one's also in mint condition. Yeah, it's got some dirt on the sleeve. Some of these cards I got secondhand and were pretty beat up. From, like I got some Delta Species. You know, I've got this Delta Species Blastoise. It's Steel and Fighting. Been in the Pokemon mood lately, so yeah, I'm glad I found most of my cards. I haven't found my binder that has my old Diamond and Pearl sets. A lot of them are nearly complete. I have one or two that are actually complete, including the secret rares and the reverse foils as complete sets. Those are worth decent amount of money. That was when I got back into it competitively. I still have a lot of those cards. I have my secondary binder from that set, or from that block, that have a lot of my extra cards that I would use for like playing and for tournaments, for decks and stuff, and for trading. But yeah. Yeah, I kept two binders from that period. Yeah, I think I've talked long enough. I'm gonna edit this probably next week, and then I'll upload this for Thursday, which should hopefully be today when you see this episode of. I'm gonna call this my podcast. It's kind of. I know it's pre-recorded. I don't know how to set up for live streams through OBS yet. I only have an overlay, and I don't know how to use the green screen aspect of it. So I basically have to have my screen on my over top of the green screen part, because I don't know how to use the chroma key stuff in OBS. I kind of know how to do it in my editor, but yeah, I don't really have much to show on screen, so I decided to record it like this. Yeah, it's not like I have anybody else to be on my podcast anyway, so yeah, and I don't know if I'll record, if I will upload audio for this at all. So this will probably be just a video podcast. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.